Hi all, welcome back to Bruzda. We have Dirty Tractor Docta with us today. Not sure if Doughboy's coming. He said he would if he had time. So that may happen.
Alright.
Yeah,
Doughboy's gonna join.
on the
Join
agenda
us when we
today
got
is
time.
seeding. Seeding.
You're gonna hit. Really?
But I think there's one field. Yep, I still need to plough. Yeah, and it's got a little bit of liming left to do, I think. Or has it
Can I
finished
plow
it?
Can I plow 31 finally?
Hey? Oh, you want to plough it? Yeah, I don't mind.
If I remember right, it still needs plowing. Yeah, 31 needs plowing. I'm plowing it. There's no one here to stop me.
Now, where does
Right?
this need?
So I'm gonna need liming probably in 31 too.
You will
Oh
after you
yeah.
plough it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, there's just a strip here that needs doing.
It's getting plowed while no one's here to stop me.
Oops, I'll get upset with you.
He ain't here to stop me. I stole his tractor, I stole his plow, and I'm plowing his field that's sacred to him.
Oh dear. Hey, you didn't take the plough from field 4, did you?
4? No.
Oh, good.
Oh, jeez. I can't steer these things down the road when they're in all-wheel steer mode.
Really?
Oh, no. Gotta be in front steer only. Alright, let's go. All the animals okay?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yep, Doughboy and I went around the animals before we finished.
Oh, you guys were playing yesterday.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I actually had to do work yesterday. Pretty disappointed.
Mm-mm.
Made me work 2 days in a row.
Those.
That's just downright mean.
Wait a minute. You didn't say you took the plough from there.
Huh?
Well, I had a plough and tractor parked at the end of field 4, so I could plough it. It's not there now. Ah. No, yeah, you did.
4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. No.
There was.
Oh, yeah, I did. I did take it.
I'll grab the one from the farm.
Because, yeah, it was over by the pigs. I didn't realize that was 4. Wonder how RB's map's been making out.
Don't know. Hi, Mick. Change of crew tonight. Yeah, Dirty Tractor Doctor's with me tonight. Doughboy said he'd pop in if he had a chance. Time. Depending on what he's been doing. I probably wore him out yesterday with all the ploughing. Any better today, Mick? Hope you are. Henry. Hey, mate. Been a while, Henry. Hope you're well. That was a bit close. Thought so. Just pulled the tow bar straight out from under the tractor and tore the gearbox in half.
What?
I'm screaming past a tree. A little bit too close and the plough got hooked up in it.
Oh. Let's see.
Surprised how many times that happens in real life. Well, maybe not with a tree, but farmers bringing their tractors in with the tow bar broken off from underneath the tractor. Just weld it back up. Yeah, that'll work.
We had a farm and they had 3 tractors that were hauling slurry in the tankers.
Yeah.
And they were going, back and forth, and they got too close and they hit the outside duals. That was a mess.
Oh, would have been.
Yeah, I broke the axle off the one of them and bent the axle on the other one.
It would have been a bit of a, what were they, slurry? It would have been a bit of a shitty crash.
It was.
Yes.
I don't know if they were playing chicken with each other or what.
Maybe.
It's one of those things where they've been doing it all day and it was fine.
Yeah. Tiny little bit lapse of concentration on one run. That was the end of that.
Yep. Oh, we gotta take the islands out of this field. There's telephone poles in it already. It doesn't need islands.
You go for it, mate. At least one of those Bruxes.
Thing that eats everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eats the tree. Stump. Turns it into wood chips.
Do you have to cut it down, or is it just, will it just do it? Can I just attack the tree while it's standing, or do I have to cut it down?
No. You just drive up to it. Grind it down. Yeah, bushfires are pretty bad here, Henry. About a quarter of the country's on fire.
Did you move to California?
Yeah, it's only half on fire.
Mm.
No. Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. There's been several deaths.
Mm.
A lot of houses gone. Animal toll will be pretty high. But according to the greenies, that's better for the environment than cleaning up the undergrowth in the wintertime. It's better just to let it grow.
That's why California's always on fire.
Yep, bloody stupid greenies. But if you clean all the forest beds up, all the bugs that live under there will get killed. They won't have anywhere to live.
Oh my God.
Greenie logic. Let's kill all the other animals and let the place burn. That's good logic. Yeah.
You don't know how happy I am right now.
Why is that, mate?
Finally getting to plow this field. Trying for ages to plow it.
With Oops's tractor too. That's a double insult.
Yeah, it's just another insult for injury right there. I not only did it, I did it with your tractor.
Hey, Rubber Burner. How you doing,
there
mate?
he is. He's looking for a link to join.
Is he? That'd be nice if he was. No, he doesn't love us anymore.
Just uses us.
Yeah, he just uses us, you know, when he wants us, and just throws us
testers
aside. We had Doughboy here yesterday, mate. He played for a few hours with us. With me, anyway. Doc wasn't here yesterday. He was working, in quotation marks.
No, I actually was working. And they're gonna make me work on Monday too. I don't know if I can handle working all this much.
How dare they?
I know.
Oh, I should do that corner while I think of it. Then I'll be finished with that thing. Let's go for a run. Be only this corner, I think. Let us see. Yeah. No. Oh, not even worth it, really.
Now I'm gonna do some trucking tonight. Get some Christmas presents taken care of.
Oh, yeah.
I set my wheel up and everything last night. Was playing.
I did see you were playing, yeah.
Everything was working. Except every time they update the game, it always sets the, what do you call it, the trailer stability and everything all the way to the very absolute tippiest most. And I loaded up a trailer and I got out of town. I got on the highway, and the first curve on the highway, I rolled it right upside down.
Nice.
Yeah, I was impressed. I'm like, well, we made a good run out of it.
That would have made a good stream, right? Why didn't you do that?
Then it got even better because, yeah, that would have been a real good, that would have been a perfect stream, because then after I towed it to service, the game crashed. It come back and it was weird, and I couldn't get all my menus were gone, and I'm like, oh yeah, glad.
Yeah.
Definitely want to stream stuff like that. Yeah, that's always what happens when you start streaming. Nothing ever works.
No. So Rubber Burner's blaming his internet. He doesn't think it'd be good enough to join here, in quotation marks.
What do you mean? Is he somewhere else?
I don't know.
Is he in a cafe or something?
Maybe he's moved further into the outback countryside and they use barbed wire fences for internet. I do here.
I think rural Canada actually has better internet than the rural U.S.
Yeah.
I thought I heard something about they put kind of a program out there to get internet to places.
Oh, okay. Well, out here in the countryside, it's sort of, dial up in the city would be quicker.
Yeah, see, like I got friends and they end up having to use like satellite or DSL, and like my one friend would play with us, but he just can't. He can't get internet,
Yeah. That was a shame when you told me that.
Yeah.
He seemed pretty keen.
Yeah, he got a real consistent 400 ping.
Yeah, you can't play with that. God, when mine hits 200, it's 250. Give up. That's it. See you later.
Yeah, I told him if you could get it to 200, it would be fine. But
yeah,
I'm like, you understand you have to build a little lag into the 200. I'm running at 8. I run somewhere between 65 and 80 usually.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Don't really notice it. When I was playing on the Australian server, Tassie Nate's, that's when I would get 250 in that, and it just was tough.
Yeah, pretty hard to play like that. But Rubber Burner's at his parents and satellite internet.
Oh, yeah, if he's got satellite internet, can't even, no good.
Mate of mine here, he rang his internet provider and said stick it up their butt. And he accesses the internet now just with his mobile phone. And it is much better than his old proper internet cable.
Well, that's the thing, like, my friend could do that. That's what he used to use, was use his cell phone carrier, but you're limited in how much data you can do. So if you get 10 gig for a whole month,
Yeah, it's a bit much.
So I'll stick stuff on a memory stick, a bunch of mods and stuff, and just give them to him so he doesn't have to download them all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a shame. He did seem really keen.
It's a whole different animal doing a multiplayer on a server.
That is, yeah.
It's kind of like a separate game.
Nothing wrong. I really enjoy it, multiplayer.
Yeah.
May not sound like it because I've moaned and groaned so much, but I do really enjoy it.
I'd like to do a seasons server.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad. It'd be a lot of fast forwarding, though.
Well, yeah, but if we're only playing at the same time once a week or so, it's not bad.
Well, if you had a map like the Western Australian one, something like that, it wouldn't be quite as brutal.
No.
But then you wouldn't get snow either.
Well, like, you would, like, I don't know, if you put my geo in, you could pretty much plant anything any time of the year.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff you could plant year round for the most part.
Well, you can here, but it's just not ideal.
It's not ideal, no.
You don't get you don't get as good a yield planting off season.
it's more like seasons that just kind of more or less looks at temperatures and that, rather than in real life you look at the temperature is one thing, but the second thing is your moisture.
Yep, moistures and all that, yes.
When do you typically get moisture? Because like California, in some parts of California, they plant corn, then they turn around and then they plow it back up, and then they go plant corn again. They get 2 cuttings of corn.
Oh, yeah.
Because they pretty much have ideal conditions. But length of sunlight and all that has an effect on the crops.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. A lot of the crops here can sometimes die in the ground because the rain doesn't come. Or it comes too late. You just got to plough it in. Happens quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's amazing how farmers survive, you know. Here.
They're very adaptable. They always seem to figure out how to make it work somehow.
Oh, you thing. You are about to go, I reckon. 10, 11,000, not worth it. Okay.
You never replaced that.
It's about to be replaced.
Did you put it in the mod list?
I did.
Sweet. In the mixers?
Well, you said you didn't want to use the mixers.
Huh?
You said you didn't want to use the mixers.
No, but I'm just asking if they're there if we decide we want to.
Well, for pigs we should. We should get the pig mixer.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's the better way to do it than a mixer for pigs. Otherwise, it's just a wagon train of material.
Yes. Okay, you park here out the way. Now, let's see if I can get up enough money. How much is that bloody horrible thing worth to sell? Where are you? I get a bloody loan if I have to. Oh, come on. There you are. 51 grand. Can I take out a loan? Let me have a look.
For what?
For the new mixer. Yeah. Do we have a loan? Oh, we do. Not much.
That's the same mixer we've got.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to sell it. I'll sell it first. Oh, yeah, well, you... Jeez, bloody thing. Okay. So... Factory will sell steel-contained products. These will be sold in bulk for the following amount, 600. Well, yeah, cool. What didn't waste it? $1,800 to sell that. What a rip-off.
That's what I was saying. Like the placeables, it doesn't seem like they should depreciate because you can't fix them.
That depreciated a hell of a lot. Worth 52 grand. Gave me $1,800 for it. Bloody
All right,
roads.
Andy. We need a placeable fix mod.
Yeah.
Fix your placeables mod.
Okay, let's get a few more dollars up because we're going to need it for seed and everything else. So that'll do. Won't be rich, but yeah, well. Placeables there. There. Fermenting silo. I was going to buy several of these, but anyway. Can't at the moment. Now, where am I going to put that? Where's the spout? I forgot. Over the top, isn't it, Andy? Yeah, it is. Okay, that's good. So, doesn't matter where the back is. Das is good, ja. Let's turn it around this way then.
We are letting you. Well, you want to make sure it was basically in the same position, right?
No. What?
Huh?
I can put this to one side. I think it's better here, out of the way. Plus, I could put another one directly opposite. We could have two. Ah.
I don't know if we need two, but yeah.
If we
Yeah,
need.
yeah, I was just gonna say get it out of the way, and then we can
Rather than put it in
other
the,
stuff.
right in the middle
Put
there.
put the mixer over there.
Mm.
Maybe put a silo up there for pig food.
Yep, that's right. Okay.
So we'll just put,
Bang.
like we got our regular silos, but we'll fill the pig food silos just for pig food. All right, you got another field to lime there.
Me, I bloody limed everything yesterday.
Well, it's gonna start seeding something.
Yeah, all right. That's all right. You can do that.
Just put it on hired worker and watch it, right?
No. Actually didn't do much hard work yesterday. A little bit, but not much. Oh, calm
There's
down.
probably no other better seeders than the ones we got, I'm assuming.
There are better seeders, yeah, but they're the only ones we've got at the minute.
Oh yeah, we could have gotten the Hudson burger. Then we wouldn't have to fill up as much.
Mm. Now, next question is, can I cheat picking that grass up?
Oh, and the where the bunker silo was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just go through it, pick it up. It'll work.
Goodly.
Yeah, I did it before.
Oh, excuse me. Ah, wrong turn. Twat.
Where's the seed fill?
Cheating.
Should be right here.
What are you looking for?
Oh, the seed filler.
Yeah, you gotta line it up. That's all.
Goes. Well, they're like on top of each other. Alright, current spray rate. How do I change that? Decrease out. Just turn it all down so we can cheat.
You cheat.
Yep. Alright. So 20. $20.21 is good.
This thing produces a little bit of digestate as well, which it should.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I'll be able to use slurry to fertilise with soon. Henry, do you, Brummie, Icelandic and Oops still play together? No, mate. Brummie hates my guts. Ice is sick of farm sim, and Oops is on a break. Oh, does that turn it off? No. Oh, that turns the status off. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. It is running because the little... Don't point at the screen, John. The little round apostrophe... I'm still pointing at the screen. On the right-hand side of the menu is green, which means it's running. Yeah, no, we don't. We may again. They just want a break from farm sim, and Brummie has a problem. So, which is unfortunate. I did enjoy playing with Brummie. Come on, JCB, you can do it. It's duding it. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Find some traction. Come on. You've got this. Come on. Damn. Come on. But yeah, Oops needed a break. It was about 2 weeks ago. Oops and I were playing Princess Pebble was here occasionally. And Dirty Tractor Doctor, who's with me now, he was here on and off as well. It's sort of been up and down. But yeah, it'd be nice to get the gang all going again. I don't think it'll be with Farm Sim though. A lot of them are all just farmed out. Doughboy was here, played yesterday. He hasn't been well, he had an accident, he's recovering, but he was up to playing yesterday, so that was good. He said he might come today, but it hasn't happened, so. I guess he didn't have time. He said if he had time he'd pop in. He might be doing a stream of his own. I'm not sure. Which is all good. Oh, what are you planting, by the way, Doc?
Soybeans.
Okay. We need the money, so that's good. So this is the fermenter made by GDX Andy. And you'll actually see where the two little silos are there on the left, above where it says the amount. Says it's green. You know, so far so full with the green product. And as it ferments into, you won't be able to see it now, but there'll be a really, really fine line under there now, which will get fatter and fatter as it turns into silage, which is pretty cool. I can't remember what the square box is for. That might be, yeah, it will be. That'll be where the digest test is.
Does it stop running if it fills up?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never filled it.
It'd be really cool if it stopped running if it filled up.
Well, Andy,
actually,
Andy usually does things like that.
That right there makes you have to get one of them placeable slurry pits for storage.
Well, yeah, or use this first, if you know what I mean. When you're fertilizing,
yeah,
because you can mix digestate and slurry. They'll mix in the tank. It's not just one or the other. Now, what was I not doing much of? That's right. No.
Liming.
Yeah, this is still doing something. This is still ploughing. Well, might as well go and lime then, if this is going to finish this field. Keep fingers crossed and hope. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Someone's in the lime. Alpha E has completed its task. Is that because I just come over to you, you shite? Just saying how good it was going, and it does some quits on me. Henry. I am still on Icelandic's Discord, Henry, yeah. Sorry, I didn't see that question. Yeah, I still post in there. Oh, yeah, just plough me under. Where am I going? Not going that way yet. You're going that way. You fool. Yeah, well, Ice and I still talk, not as often as we used to, because we used to, talk about the weekends and what we were going to do and what we were trying to set up, and we were talking nearly every day. Now we still chat, communicate, and everything. It's just not as much. Plus, he's been quite busy at work. That's his excuse, anyway.
Them people with jobs.
I know, how dare they? Alright. Let us do this. Oh, and Wonko's on a break as well. He's tired of farm sim. I still keep in touch with Oops and Wonko. So it's not like we've had a falling out or anything. We've just, they've just said, "Oh, I need a break," and that's fine.
I've driven everybody away.
I have. Everyone's abandoned me because I'm such a beeb. Apparently.
If you were nicer, maybe people
Well,
want to play.
that's right. If I was nicer. Nah. It's against my nature. You got to do what you're good at, and I'm good at that. That nasty word.
Nothing?
Yes.
Ah.
But yeah, I was talking to Wonko, was it yesterday or the day before? No, yesterday. He's playing Armour 3 at the moment. Told him that he should stream it. He said, yeah, I should. And that's as far as it got. He has streamed a couple, actually, but he's got no sound. He can't work out how to get sound to come through. He's having problems.
I wonder what he's using.
I don't know what he's using now. He was using that, what was it called, mixer?
Oh.
That stopped working apparently. So I'm not sure whether he's gone back to.
No, he's on Twitch.
Yeah, he's doing it on Twitch. Yeah.
But I don't know. I would just get Streamlabs OBS.
Well, that's all I use. I use Streamlabs OBS. Doesn't give me any problems. Set it up once.
To set it up.
Yeah.
Once you get it set up, you just leave it.
Yep, I set it up once and forgot it. I haven't gone back to it. I haven't had it. Need to. The only time I click on it is to change the game I'm streaming. I told him to get in touch with either Ice or Brummie to help him out because they know more about it than I do. Because he's trying to talk me into going and playing it with him.
Oh.
I said, yeah, all right, you stream it and I'll watch a few of your streams, and if I like it, you never know. Okay. How'd your stream go? No sound.
Forgot to plug his microphone in.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's really, there's so many video tutorials and stuff though on Streamlabs that you could find a decent one in about 30 seconds of searching.
Yeah.
It's nice. Because I had an awful time getting my picture to show up nice.
Okay.
But that's just, getting the video quality and everything to match. All right, be right back.
No worries. And the only time I see ice streaming, he's always streaming World of Warships. Which, for me, it's just dull. But, horses for courses. Not everyone has to like the same kind of games. I'm afraid I don't. Doesn't grab me. I think it was, oh no, it's a bit unfair. I've never played it. Oh, Henry, got to go. All right, mate. Thanks for popping in. Thank you. As I was saying, a bit unfair because I have never played it. But I played the same with World of Tanks. I find that looks, nah, maybe, but not quite. I played World of Planes, I think it was called. Same thing by the same people, but just with planes. And my God, I played it for 20 minutes with a mate because he said, this is great. And I was like, oh, shit, I've got to go to bed now. It was just so tediously bleh.
What were we talking about?
I was talking about World of Warships, World of Tanks, and World of Planes.
Oh, yeah.
Just too, it's not my cup of tea.
We used to play a lot of World of Tanks.
Yeah. I can see the attraction, but it's, no. Not when you're playing with a bunch of losers. Well, you might be a loser too, but when you get together with more losers, it's just not enjoyable. I don't see what the enjoyment is. You take off in one direction, 2 or 3 go in the other direction, another one goes in another direction, and then in the next minute you got 5 tanks surrounding you. What's the fun in that?
It's a whole see, the thing is that a lot of people play those games as if they're like a Call of Duty or run around and shoot.
They're
not. You're a strategy game.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is you have to play with people that understand the strategy.
Yeah, you've got to use team tactics, not just be the lone gun.
You can't. No. Because World of Tanks doesn't allow you to, because you can only put 5 people in a party. There's 15 in a game.
Yeah. You played World of Tanks too, Rubberburner, yeah.
I mean, I like World of Tanks. I've played it a lot, but it is, I can understand the frustration. It is a very frustrating game because you have to play a team game with people that
don't want to be a team.
have no team experience with.
No. To be honest, I find watching World of Tanks more interesting than watching World of Warships. World of Warships to me is just boring to watch. Tried to explain that to us. You know, oh, you never come in and watch my streams. Sorry, mate. 5 minutes and I'm bored to death. And it's just not fair. Not fair on you. So I'd rather just not watch it. I used to watch him play World of Tanks. Admittedly, I didn't watch the whole stream. I might pop in there and watch him for half an hour. That's enough for me. And I quite enjoyed it. But World of Warships, no. I tried. 15 minutes, I think the first time was 15 minutes to a half an hour, and my God, I started yawning and thinking, what is there to do that's more exciting than this? Go outside and watch the grass grow.
World of Warships, the maps and whatever are all pretty much the same because you're out in the water.
Well, yeah, you know, what do you do?
And World of Tanks at least has a lot more interesting going on that way.
Yeah, there's rocks and mountains and trees everywhere and buildings scattered about, you know. Places to hide and places to set up ambushes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, these sea battles in Anno are more exciting than the ones in World of Warships. They're extremely exciting. Especially when you're losing and swearing at the computer stream.
And isn't that what happens when Ice is playing World of Warships?
Well, pretty much. Tell you what, that new DLC is pretty cool. The Antarctic, pretty cool. A lot of new resources, a lot of new things you can do. I want to play Farm Sim tonight, but I might just, I want to play trucks too, so I'll probably end up playing trucks. Yeah.
See if anybody wants to go for a ride with me.
Well, Rubber Burner might. Oh no, he's got bad internet.
Yeah.
I've got none of the latest updates or DLCs. And plus your tonight will be my nap time, won't it?
Yeah.
My afternoon nap time. Mom, pick a spot and climb through it. Oh. Blech. Oh, stop that. Get over there. I'm not sure where to put this. What's the condition? Oh, Jesus. It's in bad shape. Better fix it.
You see the John Deere Kemper pack is on Mod Hub this morning?
Yeah, I saw that. Tempted, because I don't mind that.
It's pretty cool. I had a modded version of it a month ago whenever Agrotechnica was.
Oh, yeah. There's been a few mods around, but they've been too large and megabyte size for my taste, which tends to lead towards not converted properly.
Well, it was the actual agro-techno one, but they just did some stuff. Removed the European stuff.
Where's the other spreader? There it is.
It's pretty easy to convert a forage harvester to North America. You just get rid of the big white square things and put an orange triangle on the back.
Yeah.
All the rest of it stays the same.
Okay.
And the lights are different because of France.
Because of France?
Yeah. For some reason, the French have to have their own lighting system. There's some regulation in France, so you have to change the lighting circuits for them.
Oh. Fussy. Ooh la la.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go and see how you're not finished. Okay. Oh, are you? It's hard to say. Let's have a look. Let's go there. Is Wonka about to pop in? No. Oh, because of the yawning, mate. No, unfortunately, it'd be nice. Maybe one day soon.
Yeah, it's hard.
Oh no, the boys. Oh, geez, I might have done this wrong again. Which wouldn't surprise me. Yes, I did. Poop. Poop and more poop. Oh well. Never mind. Cannot see, man. High beams on and everything. There we go. I think Andy was telling me he made a mod where the lights are brighter and shine further.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's what he said.
Yeah, it's on Mod Hub, I think.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, it's like a universal one. It affects all the vehicles, I think. Not sure.
It affects all the lights that are in the game, I think.
Okay. To be honest, the normal lights are, yeah, okay, but some of the vehicles have got spotlights on them, and they should be lighting up 4 times further than they do in the game.
Picky.
I know, I'm picky. If there's something to moan about, I'll moan about it.
Okay.
Give me a subject. No holes barred. I'll moan about it all. I have to speed up time in a minute. What do you think?
I've been working in the dark all this time, and now you want a speed time.
Hey, I've been working in the dark too. I thought, yeah, as soon as I finish this, I'll speed up time, and then, yeah, I didn't.
That or you just go sleep.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, go to the farm and go to the house and
Yeah, I'm good.
sleep through the night. Okay,
Go sleep.
I'll do that. Finish that, do that, press that, turn them off, turn the engine off, get out, go
This
over
tractor
here.
moves
The tractor moves.
all by itself.
Ooh, scary. Alright, you ready for me to go?
Go.
Go, 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 gadget arms. 10, maybe 11 hours. Yeah, too late now. As soon as someone presses the button. Yay! How are the animals?
I can see where I'm supposed to be going.
Sheep almost need cleaning. Pigs almost need cleaning. Cows almost need cleaning. Chickens almost need cleaning, but that's all, is it? They've got food. Pigs, yeah, they're alright for food. Sheep, they're alright for food.
Of course, now that I've been playing Westbridge Hills, I realize how small that map actually is.
Westbridge Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah. No pocket.
I don't think that's a full 2x2 map.
You think he shrunk it down?
No, I just think it's considerably smaller. There's a pretty big border around the outside of it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Could be right.
It's like the guys that would use 4X maps and build standard maps on top of them.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Well, you can have a nice border then. You can.
Well, because then what they do is they've got on the outside of the border, they've got fields and stuff that change colors and crops but you can't get.
You can't get there, yeah. That is a nice way to do it. It makes it give it more of a real feel.
Yeah.
I'll go this way, just for that one. Straight would be nice. This needs filling. It also needs repairing. God, it's in bad nick. 67% in bad nick. No. Okay. Yes.
I wish Ark wasn't so expensive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that'd be a good game to play together.
Okay.
It's just utterly ridiculous for the price of it. I mean, DLCs are the same price as Farm Sim for the base game.
Oh, okay.
Each one of them.
There are some very expensive games out there. Not that many, but you know they are really good to play.
I don't think it's worth. I bought it when it was a beta open access game and it was fairly cheap. Half of a normal console game, so I thought that's fine.
Yeah.
But to pay $70 for a PC game, it's like it's not quite like Anno. Anno's worth it, but I'm not so sure Ark is.
Yeah.
And Anno's got continuous development, and I haven't seen that with the makers of Ark.
No.
They don't seem to address the problems with the game. They just kind of they push content, they always are adding content.
Right.
But they don't fix the major flaws and glitches in the game all the time.
Yeah, well, see, the people that do Anno, they're on that all the time.
Yeah.
There's updates, maintenance, and more content. That's fantastic.
I haven't had any issues with Anno other than when I used to get booted for a while.
Yeah. Well,
multiplayer.
Yeah, I'd read that, upcoming maintenance or patch, and I'd read what they're going to do, and I'm going, well, I've never had those problems. But obviously someone's having problems somewhere, or a group of people, rather.
It's not like Farm Sim where we have continuous problems.
Yeah, everyone screams and nobody listens. What? You're doing what now? Oh, yeah, we'll fix it one day. It'll be fine.
The game is broke. Like, somebody was saying, like, well, what about with 2021? And I'm like, I hope Farm Sim doesn't come out with 1 in 21. I hope they wait another year before they introduce another game.
Get it right. Make sure it's right. Get people who can actually test.
Well, I know they've been on a schedule of every 2 years we release a game, and in between those years we release a expansion. Let's do another expansion. You did an expansion, it didn't have a map in it. It didn't have any new crops. It didn't increase any features of the game. It just gave us really cool stuff to play with.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I love the Kloss DLC, and I'm so glad you did it.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic. But let's do another expansion pack next year. Let's not release a whole new game. Let's do another expansion pack.
Yeah.
New map, new crop, new features. Let's do that. New equipment to go with whatever crop. I don't know what other crops you're going to start getting into because they've pretty much covered all the major bases.
Yeah, I don't think they need to dabble with any more crops. Really don't. I
mean, and we're kind of, now that we have horses, now we're limited. I mean, there's really the only other animals we can stick in here is like goats.
Goats would be fine, and for God's sake, make it able to breed horses.
Yeah, I don't quite understand. I think they stuck the horses in there and didn't know how to put them into the game.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they were sitting around the room and they're like, so what are we going to do for Farm Sim 19? What's the new features? And then one guy says, well, oats are on a lot of mod maps. Let's put oats in. All right, let's do oats. And people have been screaming about cotton for years. All right, let's put cotton in there. That'll work. Okay, we got that. Let's get Case IH to make us some cotton equipment. All right. animals, horses. You want horses? Okay, let's put horses in there. That'll be fine. How do you make money with them? I don't know.
Yeah,
Just like real life. How do you make money with horses? I don't know.
yeah. Sadly, they don't know much at all about, farming in general. They're not very clued.
No.
But I mean, if they're going to add things like carrots, um, lettuce, cabbage, stupid things like that, they're going to have to give us the proper equipment to harvest them and seed them, not just use a default.
Well, I don't think giants would without having the proper equipment
Well,
because they get
one would hope.
chastised for it. But
One would hope.
I don't think. I mean, like cabbage, they grow tons of cabbage here.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Let's do cabbage, but have the proper equipment for it.
There is no equipment. It's a bunch of migrant workers.
There you go. Bring out a migrant worker mod.
So
Other games do it.
Hold on, you hire the workers and all of a sudden 400 Mexicans come showing up to your fields.
Well, Anno does it. When you plant fields in Anno, you see all the little workers working the fields.
That's true.
Picking bananas or whatever.
But I mean, they do have mechanical cabbage harvesters. They're usually 1 or 2 row machines, usually one.
And what is that? What's the name of that other game? Pure Farming, which is it's not a very good game, but it is playable now at least compared to when it first came out. But they have grapevine harvesters.
Yeah.
Australian made ones actually. Australian branded.
I guess I could do grapes, but then you don't usually harvest grapes unless you're going to make wine.
Wine.
Typically it's wine or juice, but
you could have a what's a name farm?
A winery?
Yeah, a winery.
Could have a wine. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
No. Well, they've got dairies. They've got dairies and sheep farms and piggeries, chicken farms.
Yeah, but a winery is a little different because you don't just plant a winery.
No, it's a one-off thing.
So it would be, I don't know. I mean,
the vines would be a one-off thing, and you just need maintenance and tending to. If you know what I mean.
That'd be interesting because would you plant? Because this whole make your own farm thing that Farm Sim has ventured into, that's not going to go away. So everything from this point forward is always going to have a make your own farm and edit the terrain in the game.
Yep.
So you would have to plant
the vines.
So would you? Because typically when you do a vineyard, you plant the vines, but then they're there for the next God knows how many years.
Yeah, a long, long time. They can be there forever if they're tended to properly.
So
well, why not? You've got the option to make a dairy, piggery, chickens.
So would
sheep.
they be a placeable, or would you plant this vineyard?
I think you would have to plant them first, or be placeable vines of somehow. Buy field, and then in the escape menu select that field and go plant vines, and they would slowly pop up along the field to fit best.
What are you planting, by the way?
I don't know. Oats. Oh God, I meant to change it.
Oh shit.
I meant to change it.
I just pulled in this field and started planting.
That's all right. If you plant on that half, I'll plant oats on this half. That'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm cutting
I didn't even think to ask what you were planting.
No, I forgot to change it. We've been talking so much. I was going to come over here and then change it to soy. But I forgot.
Yeah, so I think vineyards would be...
It would be cool because there is vineyard harvesters out there.
Well, they would be cool. And, Yeah, they are vineyard harvesters. Like cabbage, lettuce, there are harvesters, but the majority of it's actually hand done. So what if we introduced in the next version of Farm Sim, hand picking vegetables?
Something like that, anyway. Yeah.
Well, kind of like the just like the survival games. You go up there and you gather stuff. You would go out and you would gather strawberries out of a strawberry field.
Yeah.
You could plant a strawberry patch.
Mm.
Because that's the pure farming thing, right? Like you put a
Yeah.
person in there and they get a hoe out there and then they go and plant and harvest the crop, right?
Yeah.
And so what if Farm Sim did that, but you could do it on a small scale. So you could go out there and you've got hand tools now.
Well,
So
hand tools are a
instead
possibility.
of just a chainsaw, now you got a hoe, a weeder, whatever. So you could do a little more like Farmer's Dynasty kind of thing.
Yeah. If Farmer's Dynasty was multiplayer, I'd be there.
I think that was I really liked watching Mr. Species 7 do his thing on that.
Oh, I think I saw some of them. I mean, I would host a Farmer's Dynasty game every weekend and just leave it open. Anyone could come and join me. I reckon it'd be cool.
Yeah, I watched him play that quite a few times and really liked watching that series he did on that game. And it's a game I probably would never buy, never play, even if it was multiplayer.
Really? Oh.
Yep. I like the idea of the game, but as far as when it comes to playing it, it's got too many things for me to do that I don't want to do.
Okay. But in multiplayer, you wouldn't have to yourself.
In multiplayer, I wouldn't have to, but I feel like it's probably the most realistic farming simulator game.
It is. Yes, for sure.
Because it encompasses all the other nonsense that you're doing when you're farming.
Yeah.
But I just want to play with tractors.
Oh, that's fair enough. Well, you could be the field manager.
Because I do like I like the original Farm Sim or Sim Farm. It was Sim Farm.
Sim Farm, yeah.
Sim Farm.
On Farmer's Dynasty, I really like doing bales. Really do. I love doing the bales. Does the little bales, and you just park the tractor trailer out there, you run around, pick the bales up and place them on the trailer, and they auto line up and fill the trailer up auto.
Well, I noticed that the Farmer's Dynasty had auto load trailers.
Yep.
I have this thing like, well, why doesn't Giants just do auto load trailers? But then I'm like, no. No, because I want those console guys to be envious of anything auto load. That's what I want. I want those guys on console to be like, how come we can't get auto load, and whine and moan about it and be like, you know what? Because you have a console.
Yeah.
And Giants does provide a DLC. Well, they have auto load trailers in the game. Then they have mods that console guys that stack trailers. And then they also have a DLC like the Anderson pack, which when I first saw it, I was like, meh, I'm not going to buy that,
Yeah, I same. I never purchased the Anderson pack.
I purchased the Anderson pack.
You did?
Yeah. When I bought the Kloss DLC, I bought all the DLCs.
Oh, okay. The Anderson pack didn't really tweak my interest.
It didn't tweak my interest until I started using the stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's got a ton of stuff in it. It's got a baler for poplar.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm interested now. A biomass baler? This sounds interesting.
It does.
I need to buy a field of poplar.
Hey.
I don't know. It's that, but it's got a bunch of different loader, because I always use the same bale loading trailer that Giants has had forever.
Ah, yeah.
I always use it. I love that stacked wagon. I use the stack wagon because the stack wagon stacks it, and then you can unload it in a nice stack where you want it. If you use an auto load trailer, you're at risk of putting it wherever it may go.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always hated about auto load. And even with the new auto load for 19, which is far better than any auto load we've had so far, it doesn't quite give you that satisfaction of knowing it's going to go right where you put it,
No.
It's like, yeah, it might go kind of there.
Yeah.
And I don't think you'll ever have it. I mean, I think instead of just a flat square plane, if you had a 3D box, that would be the way to make it work. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
If you had a 3D box of this is where the stuff is going to go, it'd be fine. But no, I use autoload for pallets. I use it for selling bales. I use it for wood. I use it for anything I could do. But when it comes to the bales I'm going to keep, I always have a stack wagon. So this gives me like 4 different stack wagons I think I can use.
Oh, okay.
It gives 2 different round bale ones. And one doesn't stack the round bales upright. It stacks them like in a row of 3. Like their bales are in a triangle. There's 2, and then there's one stacked on top.
Oh, yeah.
So it stacks them as 24 bales, and then it slides them off the back of the trailer in that configuration, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
And then I think there's another one that stands them up. And then there's a square bale. It has inline wrappers, which are that's kind of cool. I don't use it. But an inline wrapper is going to, instead of wrapping all your bales individually with a wrapper, you just set them on the wrapper, and then it wraps them all in one big line.
Oh, okay.
You end up with a giant sausage of bales.
Yep.
Which is fine. That works really well. I saw Mr. Klien was out doing some silage sausage, he called it.
I'm going to go and grab some breakfast. I'll be right back.
Oh, you're going to leave me alone with all your viewers.
Yeah, you keep them entertained. Don't start talking bullshit.
All right.
Because my channel has none of that.
That's all right. That's fine. Let's get all the dislikes going. Let's see how many dislikes we can get Johnny's stream. He appreciates them. Wait, don't we have passenger script on? If we don't have passenger script on, we should put it on. I'm pretty sure we have it on this one. Johnny should just ride along with me, but he doesn't. You survived.
I did.
Mm.
What am I looking at? Where am I?
I'm sure someone's disappointed.
Hey? What? Who's disappointed? What?
I'm sure somebody is.
Yeah, I know. Can't please all the people all the time.
So you're playing a single player other than Western Australia?
No, still only just doing that one, mate.
How far are you into it?
Getting there. Getting there. I introduced animals to it in the last stream, or maybe the one before that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good. What the hell is going on here?
I was playing it. It's just too big for me to play the way I play. If that makes sense.
It kind of does, mate. Yeah. I was what's the name? I use a lot courseplay a lot, which you have to on a map that size.
I like using courseplay, but I
Yeah.
don't like using courseplay and going to work and then coming back and it's still working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just tying up my machine, really. I mean, if courseplay is gonna play the game for 12 hours and I'm gonna play it for 2, what's the point?
Yeah.
Because when courseplay is working, it's supposed to free you up to do other things, and I typically like to, well, let's go sell some grain, let's move some bales, let's feed some animals. But on a map like that, I don't know. It's just, I was playing the Nebraska lands map until that just royally irritated me. And then Seasons Update broke it, so I could have kept an old version of Seasons, but I'm like, meh. No thanks.
Nah, it'll be right. Oops, it's not.
I don't know. The Nebraska lands map is very, very flat. It's like the Michigan map.
Oh
yeah. Very square, very flat. But a couple of the major flaws that I found was the shop is fantastic. The shop looks like an actual equipment dealership.
Okay.
The town is fantastic.
The
way the building layouts are, everything like that is great. You got 2 what would be realistic like trains that run through the middle of the map.
Okay, nice.
They don't do anything, but they run through the map. But one of the major flaws is that all the fields are too big. So, and when I mean too big, I don't mean like physical, hectare size big. I mean, in the space that they're given, they're too big, and they're square fields, completely square, and then they go to edge. So you can't expand the field to round it off for course play.
Yeah.
So when you use course play, like the corners always don't get planted. And personally, that just irritates me because, personally, what should have happened was the fields need to be 10% smaller.
Yeah. Well, you could do that with the in-game editor.
Well, I had done that with the editor.
Okay.
I rounded the edges off, and then I just I set courseplay on a plow pattern for a headland and had courseplay do it. And where courseplay, because for some reason courseplay doesn't, if you set your plow to allow field creation, like courseplay lets it happen. I don't remember that happening in
it does now.
Versions.
Yep.
In 19 it does, because I just don't think that they've put anything in there to stop it from doing that.
I think it's great.
I don't think it was great, because I accidentally had a plow that somehow I hit the wrong button. It got on, allow field creation, and he went haywire, and he created a field in all sorts of places I didn't want it to. And the weird part is under courseplay, it'll create fields in land you don't even own. That's
right.
the other scary part.
That's right. No, I like
It
it now
overrides everything.
Because now you can, buy a big grass field and you put courseplay on there to create a field out of it. I love that. Never used to be able to do that. You'd have to do the damn field yourself because the hired worker wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. So, see, the fields in the field definitions need to be a lot smaller, much more room on the headlands, because a regular hired worker doesn't work on it very well because if there's train tracks there, it tries to go over the train tracks.
Yeah.
It's stuck, whatever else. Courseplay works fine, except half the fields don't work on courseplay. Okay. Because they're too close, because the fields are too close together, and courseplay doesn't use field definitions. It uses ground texture to mark fields.
Yep.
So a lot of the fields don't work on courseplay right out of the box. You have to go into the editor and space them out because they're just too close together. The map borders are fantastic. There's actually in the background, you can't get to it, but in the background, there's an expressway with traffic going by on a spline.
Oh, nice.
And it's just in the background, but it's really, it's probably the best map border I've seen. It's seamless. It's just seamless. Like all of a sudden you run into a wall.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of great attributes to it, but so it's a big map. It's an American map. It's based on a real place, which is it. He made it completely flat. I know that area. I've been through those parts of the country. It's not flat.
No.
So he should have, to be more true to the areas. I don't know if he's ever been there or not, but he should have raised the roads up slightly.
Oh, yeah.
A meter would have been nice, because almost all the roads are raised in that part of the country. It's very, very flat. It is very, very flat, but the roads are raised, and there usually is a ditch on the side of the roads.
Yeah.
Typically.
Well, it's the same here. Nearly the whole country's like that.
And the reason for that is because it's flat. When it snows, you have to put the snow somewhere, and then there has to be somewhere for the snow to melt and drain. So that.
Oh, that's a shame.
So have we planted nearly everything other than what you got to finish up over there?
No, we're still got field 4.
Oh, what do you want to plant field 4?
I might as well keep going with the soy. Need the money.
Okay.
Well, soy or canola. Canola's pretty good too, but might as well stick with soy.
All right. So, there's some good attributes. The town, everything is really fantastic. The other big complaint I have is the road structure, because he did a lot of gravel dirt roads.
Oh yeah.
But they're perfectly straight. They're perfectly square. All the intersections are perfectly square. And if you take an American truck in a trailer and you turn, you run over the grass all the time.
Yeah.
So I feel like when you were testing the map, you should have seen I come to this intersection and I drive over the grass every time with whatever I'm pulling.
Yeah.
Let's put some dirt there.
Yeah.
And it's literally like gravel grass. There's no in between.
No.
So there should have been gravel, and then there should be that half dirt.
Sort of a bleed off.
Grass. Yep.
Which is hard to do in 19. You could do it.
No.
You could do it in 17.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. No, because there's a texture when you go into the terrain editor.
Oh, there is too.
It's that partial grass texture thing.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did. Was I chose the pig farm that he had set up, and I just put a line of that half grass on
Yeah,
one
yeah.
side or on each side of the road, and then the other thing is because they're perfectly straight, and it gets so boring on a big map going perfectly straight with perfectly straight everything.
It does.
So you should have freehanded the edges of the road.
Yeah, that's why I
And
like Western Australia. It's got huge fields, but they're
yep,
no
there's
squares.
not a there's not a
Even
square
when
edge
there's
on
a
them.
straight line of the field, it's off. It's not at 90 degrees or 180 or 360 or 0. It could be at 5 degrees or 10, 15. And you know, put the hired worker on, you go, why is he missing all the edge of the field at this end? Oh, because the field's not square, not straight.
Yeah, those
And that's fine. I like that.
no, that's see, that's the other thing is that everything he's done is very, very square to everything. And which is not atypical to that region anyway, because most of the stuff is done on compass headings, but
Yeah.
the roads need to be raised above the fields. That's a definite. I know that's how that that country is.
Yeah.
Most of the country out there is got a raised road. It's probably about half to a full meter above.
And then you'd have a
field.
ditch about a half to a full metre up and down a lot longer. I would imagine that's what we have here.
Yep. It's not quite. It depends on which part of Nebraska it is, but it's not quite that extreme. You really don't even notice the changes in some places, and then other places it's kind of almost like
we have that too. We have places where there's a slight dip there, but not much. And other places where it's Jesus Christ, if I go down into there, I'll roll the car. You know.
Wow, yeah, but in the high plains where I believe this is, it's freaking flat.
Yeah.
It's really flat, and that's okay, but having a perfectly flat map is just, you have to have the little bit of elevation between the roads, and you could put, what I would have done is I would have gone through the entire fields and put noise in the terrain.
Righto. Yep.
I would have put noise in, and then what I would have done is just smooth it out just ever so slightly. Just because you just don't have you need the change.
Yep.
You guys talk about Westbridge Hills being one of my favorite maps. It's the terrain. That map, the layout's fairly decent because the layout has the cell points kind of at the outer edges of the map. You got two cell points on that rail that runs across the middle of the map, but most of your cell points are on the outer edges of Westbridge Hills.
Yes.
It's just like Sosnokia, where the cell points are, for the most part, on the outer edges of the map. It makes you extend to the cell points.
Yes.
But now in 19, when you make a map, there's another variance that you have to worry about, because before you used to be able to place the farms in whatever location you wanted. Now you can do that, but you have to also put into consideration that people are going to start their farm wherever the hell they want.
Yeah. That's right.
So there has to be considerations for that factor too.
Yeah.
So the hillier your map, the less likely you are for people to just put stuff wherever they feel like.
Yeah. That's right. There's quite a few maps out there that I don't mind. They're quite nice. And then you go and look at them and you think, okay, there's a spot to put a farm here, and there's one to put there. All right, he's made a farmyard there, and you go, I'd rather have a farmyard over there. But look at the ground; it's all up and down, and there's a hill in the middle of it. That'd be a great spot for a farm. You can't do it unless you spend $2 million on terraforming it. You know.
Yeah, but I think it still gives the players a lot better options because you can. Before it was like, if you went with a farm and it was like, oh, the dairy farm is awful, and I really like doing the cows, but
Yeah.
this dairy farm is awful, and the whole rest of the map is great except this dairy farm is awful. Like now it doesn't matter because it's like, meh, they did it right. Sell it, buy a dairy farm, sell everything, put
Yeah.
your own dairy farm up.
Put your own down. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Sosnoska, there was a version up on ModUp US today. Sosnoska version 1. Someone's
Well,
converted it.
you ought to pinch it and have your way with it.
Kinky. Don't worry, I did think of it. Then I reminded myself how much I hate the new GE. I thought, should I?
I think that you just need to get in there and let it have its way with you, and then it'll be fine.
Yeah. Try and teach it who's boss.
Well, I think the problem is that you go in there and you open it up and you start to do something and you're like, well, this isn't how I used to do it, and you're just like, oh, I can't be bothered now.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I
This
think
sucks
you
and
need
that
to.
sucks and oh no, yeah, exactly.
I think you just need to let it happen.
Yeah. After
Just let it
30
happen.
minutes, I've had enough with it usually.
I don't find it any different other than the terrain painting is different.
And I hate that. I used to spend a lot of time bleeding and blending different shades, you know, making the gravel roads blend into dirt roads, making the gravel roads blend onto the tar road. I used to spend a lot of time doing that. You can't do it anymore. It's just square edge, square edge, square edge.
So I've been told, because all the textures now self-bleed.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you plant, well, you could do it with terraforming right now. So if you go down and you put down, gravel, and then you put dirt next to it, if you look at it, there's a certain distance that they bleed together. Okay.
Yeah.
So supposedly there's a way to mix the textures together so that you have the bleeding. So you have gravel, then you have a gravel dirt mix, and then you have your dirt. It's three
Right.
separate textures somehow.
Right. Still, it's a load of hokum, you know. The guy that took out the blending part and said can't be done, I'd like to go and make him bleed.
Well, it didn't make any sense to me until I realized that the reason they did that was because it was the only way it was going to make sense in the game for some reason. To do the terrain painting in the game, that's how it had to happen for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that had any effect on how the editor works.
No.
I don't get it.
No, neither do I.
But
I mean, you know, if...
But there's a way to make your own blended textures. So, actually, I guess what I would do is I would go watch the videos that Giants has put up on GDN.
Okay.
Because they did put up a set of...
like a tutorial.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're for 19. I'm not 100% positive, but...
That's scary.
It's probably for 17, actually.
Watching them do a tutorial. It would be all in German anyway.
They've had them up there for eons.
Yeah, no, it'll probably be
Since
for
15,
17 or
they've been
something.
putting them up there.
Yeah, I think they're in German. That's why I haven't even thought of it.
They're not in German.
Swahili or something.
English.
Really? Sounds weird.
English is the world language.
Mm-hmm.
Most Germans speak English. They
That
just
is
don't
true.
want to.
They just don't want to.
They only write everything in German so that no one else knows what they're saying.
Yeah. Plus, Germans are superior. So therefore, their language is superior.
Germans are the master race, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Yeah. We could see how a bunch of wild Americans went and beat them in a war.
After the Allies had finished with them.
Oh, stop.
But yeah. If that's the sad part about it when you think about it. If the German army was led by people with brains, they would have ruled the world. They'd be ruling the world now. Just lucky for us, that bunch of idiots running the place.
Bunch of Americans came over. It's all the Japanese' fault. We weren't going to get involved. The Japanese decided to attack us.
Yeah, that's
then
right.
We're all in.
Yep.
Because you know that, they're going back. If we could only not attack the Americans. Just left the Americans alone. It would have been fine.
Yep.
But no, we wanted to kick the Americans out of the Pacific, Ocean.
Hey, look, Aussies had a fair deal. They attacked Australia. Not as badly as they attacked Pearl Harbor, but they still attacked here. We sent them running with their tails between their legs too. They landed at Darwin. Most of the home, what do they call it again? The home guard got rid of them. There were submarines in the harbour and everything. It's not talked about much. Yeah, we had POW camps here and all.
We took all our Chinese and we took all our Asian citizens and we rounded them up and put them in our own version of concentration camps during World War II.
Yeah.
We weren't sure if they were spies or not, so we just rounded them all up.
Yeah. Americans went nuts.
Yeah.
Even Germans, they did the same with Germans. Anyone that came from Germany or spoke German, locked them up.
No, not as bad.
Not as bad as the Asians, no.
Not like that was more like if you had if you were speaking German kind of thing. But a lot of Germans fled to the U.S. during the war. Because they were running like a refugee. They didn't call them refugees back then, but they were running refugee type programs and bringing them over on the boat to get the normal, everyday citizens out of there.
Yeah.
Because Germany was just running out of resources at that time.
Well, that was their own silly fault too. It was just poor management, poor tactics, and a bunch of hierarchy that were at the top. All the generals and leaders of the different forces, they were just all infighting. And Hitler had a tactical mind of a dead skunk lying in the middle of the road. He was not a master tactician like everyone said he must have been. He wasn't. Every now and again he fluked and took the right advice from the right general, and they do well. But the problem was, all the generals were backstabbing each other.
Well, the Russians are what really put the hurt on them.
Oh, they did, yeah. And thankfully the Americans were there. Otherwise, Germany would probably, most of Europe would be in the hands of Russia. But because America was there, Russia didn't force their way through.
Well, the Russians couldn't match the Germans as far as force.
No, it was sheer number.
But they had the numbers.
Yep.
And the Russians started retreating. But the brilliant thing that they did was they just burned everything.
Yep.
They just burned everything to the ground. They retreated, they got everybody out, and they burned it to the ground. And the Germans should have, when that started, the Germans should have retreated. They should have stopped, they should have retreated, but they didn't.
No, because that was Hitler's policy, no retreat.
Yep.
Fight to the last man.
And they advanced. And as they advanced, they just run out of resources because now they're so far, the railways are damaged, the roads are broken, the bridges are busted. I mean, there was no way to get supplies to them. They just lost soldiers just because of the elements.
Yeah.
And they did it in a Russian winter, so it was the brilliance of the Russians.
Yeah, well, they could withstand
sacrificing. That. They sacrificed everything to just keep them from advancing.
Yeah.
All the resources and manpower they had to put on the Russian front, on the Eastern Front, I mean, it left it wide open for us to hit them from the Western Front.
Yeah.
And our ability to manufacture things is like no other country. No other country has the power that we have to manufacture things instantaneously.
Pretty much, yeah.
You went from making automobiles and then, the next, 2 months later, and we're rolling Sherman tanks out of the weapons factories. Chrysler, Ford, General Motors.
Yeah, they all did it. Yeah.
Everybody was a tank factory. If you weren't making tanks, you were making parts for tanks.
Yeah.
That's why I find it interesting. Like, a lot of countries don't have resources. You know what I mean? We have everything we need right here. No. We don't need anything else. The problem is that we're rich enough as a country in America that we can't physically make everything that we want to have.
No.
And that's why we got such an alliance with China, but we don't have everything that we need. We can still make here. We can get it from here, but we can't mass manufacture enough stuff because we don't have the people.
Yeah.
We don't have the capability to make all the things that we want to have here.
Yeah. Which is
so. You have to outsource it, but I mean, I think we could start dealing with other countries.
Well, see, the sad thing about that is Australia can. We can produce everything we want and need here. But we don't. We outsource it because it's better for the economy somehow. I don't follow that. I'm not a politician, but I know making it in-house is going to be better for the economy than getting the Chinese or the Taiwanese to make it and bring it in when we can do it here. We import food and we make more food than we can eat in this country.
Well, we do the same thing. We supply many countries with grains, but then we import other stuff. I mean, a lot of it is, because we want to have bananas and pears and pineapples all year round in our grocery store. So obviously you got to get that from somewhere.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We can do it here. We can grow all those things here because there's tropical parts of Australia. There's dry, arid parts. There's huge open plains. We can grow whatever we want.
Yeah, but it's the same problem as we talked about before. You can't grow it. Just because you can grow it doesn't mean you can grow it all year.
Oh, no, it wouldn't be all year, but we'd be able to grow enough for our population because we're not very populated.
We do a lot of ag commodity trades with South American countries.
Yep.
because they're opposite ours.
Hmm.
So their in season is on strawberries and other vegetables and stuff is going to be coming up here very shortly, whereas ours ended 6 months ago.
Okay.
A lot of it has to do with stuff like that, but
Yeah.
and that doesn't bother me. It's just that we have kind of relied on China as we've decided that everything that's dirty and bad for the environment that we don't want to touch in America, we're just going to outsource it to a country that doesn't care. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's just not right. Like,
No, it's not.
so
Similar
we
thing
want
here.
to save the environment, so we outsource things to countries that don't respect it,
Yeah.
who have serious complications of public health due to the amount of pollution in the air in their country.
Oh, they do. Yeah. Yeah. China's bad. It's horrific, the pollution there.
Anybody that thinks that I wouldn't want to deal with China at all. The only big thing is that our agriculture really depends on China for them to buy our soy and commodities, because they are a very large market.
Obviously,
Very big.
yeah. I eat that. Drunk. Again. Oh. Oh, stop that. Go on a straight line. Try it, see what it's like. Oh, look, it's not bad. Jesus.
Oh yeah, my food is almost ready.
Ooh. Chicken wings. No,
Chili.
chili. Ooh. It's going to be a hot time in the old bed tonight.
Don't care.
Yeah, I like chili too.
What about rice in farm sim?
No, because you have to have, there's got to be rice paddies. Can't grow rice on dry land. It's got to be flooded.
No. Yeah.
Got to be floodplains. We grow rice here. Not far from where I live, actually. About you could drive 30 minutes and find rice paddies.
Yeah, because we're the only two countries that actually like mass produce rice other than in Asia, outside Asia.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we used to go duck shooting on the rice fields in duck shooting season when I was younger. Hey,
Get going.
I'm trying to, but I haven't turned it on yet.
Oh, that's your own darn fault.
I noticed. Had to be. Now I'm doing soybeans, so
Now you're doing soybeans?
now you've made. Oh, you made me lift it up. Jesus.
You've done all sorts of wrong there. You're all flustered.
I am. Doesn't take much.
I see that. One sorry asshole to come give you a bump in the rear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I honestly don't know any more crops you could really put in here until you start getting into vegetable land.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, other than fruits, you know, but we've got that. We've got placeable orchards and stuff. But, you know, unfortunately, we don't have the right equipment for that either. I mean, you know, apple picking and stuff's done by hand most places. So you can't do that unless you have what I said. You know, you have a field, you click on it and say hire workers, and all these workers that pop up and spread themselves around the field. They don't have to be that detailed. They just have to be standing there, and there'd be boxes, you know, appear as they fill up boxes, and you just go along and pick up the boxes like you would in real life. I don't see nothing wrong with that. It'd be pretty cool.
That's a way. Because that's what pure farming basically has happened is you have to click on a worker, you have to click on a field, and then they'll go harvest it by hand.
Yeah, someone smart and intelligent like GDX,
I think you have to.
Andy could do that.
Because I think you have to put the person in a tractor, and then they'll go do the tractor work.
Oh, yeah.
If you just tell them to harvest the field, they'll go do it by hand.
Now that would not be cool.
I was watching somebody, and they were playing that game, and that's what they did was they had this field. It wasn't all that big, but they had this field, and then they hit harvest, and they just went over. They were harvesting, and they're like, "Well, the harvester's sitting here," and you know they weren't using it. They were just out there picking it by hand. He's like, "Well, I'll sell a harvester then."
Yeah. Give me a minute. I was rolling a cigarette. Then you'd need one of those orchard sprayers. Someone to make one of those. You know, for I use them for pesticides and stuff.
I worked on my share of them things. Big old fan. Yeah. We use the really toxic stuff on orchards, and then we blow it in a fan for everybody to sniff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. It's good. Good for the environment.
It's like this town that was on a lake. They went through and they passed an ordinance where everything, you can't have direct lines in and out of the lake anymore, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the old slough pipes and everything would just go directly into the lake.
Yeah.
And we wonder why we get high bacteria and everything else, right? So they said we can't do that anymore, and we're trying to preserve the swimming in the lake and prevent, you know, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So everybody had to pay to have their lake houses hooked up to the sewer system and the public water system, because only the newer houses were. So everybody that wasn't hooked up had to get hooked up.
Yeah.
And somehow the beach villa, I guess you call it.
Right.
It's got the locker rooms and the changing rooms and everything right there on the beach of the lake. That was grandfathered in.
Oh.
So the toilets of the government-owned beach park still go right directly into the lake.
Yeah,
but everybody else had to change theirs.
Yeah, of course. That sounds terribly fair.
That sounds terribly true. Well, the government, this is government property, so we don't feel like spending the money. So
No.
it'd be a lot of work to hook that up to the sewer line that's 500 feet away.
Uh-huh.
You got to dig across a parking lot, and then you got to dig across the road, and then, you know.
Yeah, way too much drama.
It's so much easier to have public restrooms go directly to the lake.
Yeah.
Where the beach houses used to get their water directly.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing what the government can get away with. And the government fines normal people for following their example.
In our country, we're in a place where people are numb to it because there's everything you turn on TV is politically driven these days.
Yes.
So normal people they just tune it out. Like it's almost like if you say the word Trump, everybody's just like stops listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trump or the president, those two words, people are just like, meh, change the channel.
Yeah. How's his impeachment going?
Oh, he's been impeached.
Yeah, I know that. But
yeah, he's been impeached.
I haven't. They can't kick him out yet, though. Apparently, they've got to do something else to get him out.
Well, he's never going to be removed from office from the impeachment anyway, because you need 2/3 of the Senate. The Senate has to vote. Well, so the way it's supposed to work is the House raises the articles of impeachment.
Yes.
And then they impeach the president. So the Democrats impeached the president because they didn't allow the Republicans to put any evidence or anything forward.
No.
The Democrats just did this like behind closed doors and whatever they felt like doing.
Yes.
And because they have a majority in the House, and there's 435 representatives in the House, they just did it. And they raised the two articles of impeachment, and they impeached the president. Well, impeachment is basically, if it's not a president, we call it an indictment.
Yeah.
Everybody has this notion that impeachment means removal. Well, to remove
it's not. You need. There's more impeachments to come. To do that. In the history of America, I think there's only 2 presidents that were removed by impeachment.
Nobody's ever been removed by impeachment.
No, well, there's 3 phases apparently, and if there's
3 presidents that have been impeached.
It's 3, that's right. But no, they were removed from office.
Johnson, Clinton,
Nixon was one.
Nixon, and then Trump. And Nixon resigned before
it got to that.
They convinced him to resign. Honestly, he just, he resigned. He probably shouldn't have. He didn't have to, but he resigned.
Yeah, but when you get impeached, you lose most of your powers.
You don't lose anything. So, in a normal world, we call it an indictment, or we call it,
Yeah.
whatever word you want to use for that. But when you do it to a president or a...
Yeah, it's called something different.
Or an elected official, it's called impeachment. Because you can't charge a president with a crime.
No, which is, Nixon used to brag about that. I've seen some of his...
part of the reason he resigned.
Some of his interviews, where he's just bragging, I can do what I want, I can break the law, you can't do anything about it.
So, you know, if a president breaks the law, you impeach him. So the Democrats went and did this shady impeachment trial to say they did. The Speaker of the House of Representatives has to send the articles of impeachment to the Senate, and the Senate will hold an impeachment trial.
Yeah.
And then they will put it to trial and find him, whatever. And then it'll be put to a Senate vote, and you need 2/3 majority.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
To remove a president from office, and nobody's going to do that.
No.
That is not going to happen. There's no way that'll ever happen. So now basically it's stuck in, well, we impeached the president, but the Senate's not going to play fair, so we're not going to push it. And it's like, well, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows this is going nowhere since the beginning. You made things up and called them evidence. You didn't allow any rebuttal to your accusations. So you sat there, you made things up, you pushed it through as a PR stunt.
Yeah.
So that you can go back and say, next summer that we impeached President Trump. We did everything we could possibly do, and he's still in office, and his poll numbers have gone up. Clinton's poll numbers went up while he was being impeached.
Yeah.
Nobody likes a president to be impeached. So every time you do it, the president's poll numbers start going, his approval rating starts going up. It just works in the opposite fashion that you think it would.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people look at it like, well, we impeached Clinton because he lied under oath, which is a felony and most people go to jail for, but it's a Clinton. They're above the law.
Yeah. Well, you can't tell me Trump hasn't lied under oath.
I think they would have impeached him for perjury, if they would have impeached him for perjury if he had. I look at it this way. They have put him under the smallest microscope. They have searched for any reason to impeach him. And they have not found anything that would actually remove him from office.
Sounds weird to me.
Because I look at it this way. If he actually did anything wrong, they would have found it.
You'd think.
They would have found it. I mean, there's people that are dedicated, that are staying up all night drinking cocaine and coffee just to stay awake to try to find something that Trump said that was wrong. I mean, there's a real hatred for this president for no real reason.
Oh, well, yeah, he's hated by the world, really.
He's not hated by the...
Well, every Australian thinks he's a dickhead.
That's because that's what you've been told of him.
Yeah, well, news is...
Oh, and not every Australian, because Andy agrees with me.
What, that Trump's a great guy?
That's what Mr. Andy said.
Well, might have to look closely at our friendship.
No, I mean, so if you want to go to his personality, like, he doesn't have the greatest, most charming presidential personality ever, okay?
Oh, no, he's a redneck with money, really.
He never has. And, he started from the ground up and he's earned his money, and
he got it from Daddy, thank you.
Well, he got a kickstart, but he definitely made a lot of money over the years.
Yeah, and he's definitely lost a lot of money over the years.
Well, part of the losing the money, I think, is part of the gaining the money, because he hasn't paid any tax in like 20 years.
No.
So I think a lot of those going bankrupt and everything, I think a lot of that stuff was just pure tax evasion. Because what I've always said is that people with money hire people to make sure they don't pay tax.
Yeah, no.
So
there's too many of that. Too many of that sort of shit going on. Too
so
many big companies that don't pay tax.
Here's the whole thing with taxes in this country. So the right always wants to minimize taxes and reduce government spending. But then they end up spending, more than they anticipated. But they want to give tax cuts. The left always wants to raise taxes because we need to raise taxes for this, and we need to raise taxes for that, and we need to raise taxes for this, and we need because the left always puts a tag to it. Well, if we're going to raise taxes and we're going to pay this, we're going to raise taxes and pay that, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But every time you raise taxes, you end up they write little loopholes in here and there and there and there, and then so they raise taxes, but then the people that pay a lot of taxes don't pay any tax.
No, that's right. That should be a federal crime as it is.
It's like so you literally take the tax code and you raise taxes and you say you're raising on the rich, because that's what the left does. The left says that those people have too much money and we're going to tax them. And what they do is they write in all these different, tax rebates and stuff, and all these little loopholes, and then all these rich people don't pay any tax, like our president.
Yeah.
So I just feel like everybody should pay the same.
I do too. I don't care how big your company is.
Why is it so bad to pay 10%? No matter who you are, it just doesn't matter how many kids you have. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what car you drive. You earn $10, you're gonna pay $1.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
But that's gonna put a lot of people out of work. All your tax people and everything else.
Yeah, but do corporate businesses need to make $1 billion profit every year? Really?
It's not a question if they need to.
They want to.
That's always the fallacy and everything. Because people are like, well, nobody needs $1 billion.
No.
Okay. Nobody might need $1 billion in profit, but have you seen companies that have billion-dollar profits? Do you know they always get rid of those profits? They don't like it. Okay, so they raised $1 billion of profit, but then when you look at their books at the end of the year, they didn't make $1 billion. Like, they advertise that for their investors, but they don't really make that because they pay out dividends to their investors, first of all.
Yeah.
So if you're an investor, if you got one share in their company that you bought on the open market, and it's worth like $5 when you buy it, and then they make $1 billion, right? $1 billion profit in the company you own one share of, and they decide that their year-end dividend is going to be, $250,000. Let's say, or like $25,000.
Yeah.
And you only own one share that you bought for $5, but now you're going to get $200 or $25,000 because you're a shareholder at one. So that's where a lot of the money goes, is back to their shareholders.
Yeah.
But then their employees, infrastructure, reinvestment, like a lot of people just don't understand reinvestment, because so you build a building, you have a company, but everything, depreciates and needs upgrading and maintenance. And I would rather have a $1 billion profit company, because they may make $1 billion this year, but I could guarantee you that with $1 billion, they're going to definitely be reinvesting that into your economy. The more money businesses make on profit, the more they reinvest. Because, we made $1 billion last year. We're going to build a new like $40 million building because we made $1 billion profit.
Yeah. They don't all do that, though. There's a lot of them that hoard the money, that are actually
they don't hoard the money.
A lot of them do have money at hand. I'm not saying they all do.
They don't hoard the money.
Yeah, money
I
hoarders.
completely disagree with that. That what that is that that's what that's what people do that don't, that's like a misnomer. That's what people think, like they're hoarding the money because people think that there's like a finite amount of money. Like, so we took a total of 40 gajillion dollars and we that's the whole bunch of money and that's all it is. Okay?
Mm,
So people seem to think that that's how the economy works, and that's not how it works. Money is made, money is created in only one sector of an economy, and that's in the banking system.
yeah,
That's the only place you can introduce more money. The government is the other entity, but they're not supposed to do that. Like the government can literally print money and just send it and say that's good enough.
yeah,
That causes many problems like Venezuela's having.
yeah, it does. You can't just print money when you need it.
But the whole system revolves on the way to make more money is to have people buy things that borrow the money, pay interest on the money, making payments back,
Hmm.
and that's how the banks make money with money. And
Yeah,
that increases the total number of currency in the system.
yeah,
So our entire system is based on that. That's why we're not on the
yeah. I
gold
know.
standard
It's the
anymore.
same as us.
Because the gold standard would hold us back too much.
Yep.
But the gold standard would also make everything so much cheaper.
I would. You're right.
You're making me nervous looking at me like that.
Yeah. Mm. I am. Did you leave that tractor running?
Well, yeah. I don't want it to get cold.
Oh, that's true. I'll go and check out new little fermenter.
Huh. My cheats doesn't work on multiplayer.
Uh-huh. What cheats that?
I've got cheats enabled on my game.
But what cheat is it?
No, like game cheats.
Okay. That's the mod, isn't it?
And it's not a mod, it's part of the game. So you go into your tilde menu, I've
Oh, in
got
there, yeah.
everything.
Yep.
But when I run, I usually run like 4 times faster.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
I should just disable it because I don't really like running that fast.
There we go.
Oh, it's got Jersey barriers.
Hmm.
Hey, look. Why didn't you fill it up?
Well, I ran out of grass, didn't I? Picked all that grass up there and put it in it. It's all gone.
How much does this thing hold?
Oh, I can't remember. It's got, I don't know. It's got 120.
Digestate has 6794. Output is 12786. Input is 0. You tell me we fermented all that grass there? It
Yep.
seemed like it looked like a lot more.
No, it wasn't. Actually, it was only 2 trailer loads and a little bit.
Really?
2 trailer loads and maybe a half a trailer. That was it. About 100,000.
Okay.
Well, 120,000 litres it was. Because that's what's
Really?
waiting in silage.
Hmm.
And 120,000 litres is 15% of what it'll hold.
So you could actually fill that thing. We could actually do grass and fill that thing, and I have to worry about
Yep.
filling it into trailer load and a half.
No. No, and we'd always have some digestate on hand and some silage on hand for the cows, and could still sell some. Which would be cool. But silage prices on this map ain't that great. Which is fine. Oh, 270. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, we can start cutting more grass now than we have been without having to stack it up out here. There's probably grass in the storage, is there? Yeah, there is. It's 30,000 litres in it. It's full. And the silo.
Weren't we keeping? Do we have hay in storage too?
Yep, 30,000 litres.
Oh, I thought we were keeping grass in storage for cows, but if we got
Oh no, sorry,
hay.
30,000. We've got 115,000 of hay. I think grass we were just going to use for silage and the hay for the animals.
Oh, yeah, we were using it for the grass for the animals.
So we could dump really another nice, 30,000 litres in here now.
You know what I haven't seen is the hose mod.
No, dynamic it hasn't come yet. No. And you know,
I'm really surprised because there's dynamic hoses in the game. Like,
yeah.
I don't understand.
And see that? Did you see that?
What?
Go around to the ramp. You can drop bales in there.
So you got to open that to put bales in.
Yep, you open it and the bales drop down, and the texture there will change colours according to the bale.
Really?
Well, that's the grass colour. If you throw a hay bale in there, it'll go a yellower colour. Yeah, it's cool.
Who thinks of all these things?
Yes. Who does? That's really cool.
Quite well done.
Yes.
I mean, it's even got the pipe that, you know, comes from the bottom of it and then goes down into the the
goes
trough
down into the what's the name? Yeah, the condensation goes down, does the digestate. I don't think you can open these, can you? Turn it off. No, you can't.
Open bale hatch. I don't think I can do that.
You should be able to if you're a farm manager.
No,
it's here.
Andy, you gotta put a console controller key binding in. Jeez, how could you?
F1. Press the middle mouse button.
It's only for mouse.
Yeah, that's fine. Bugger the consoles.
Well, I'm playing on a console controller.
No, I don't care. You've got a mouse hooked into your computer.
Yeah, but I don't see the key binding in F1 until I switch it over.
Ah. Well, you can have that discussion with Andy. He'll just laugh at you.
Well, he will just laugh at me, but...
oh, well, there's the capacities there, dude. They're written there. 80,000 litres of silage and 8,000 litres of digestate is what it'll hold.
It can't be 8,000 litres of digestate. Because we're at 67.94 at 3%.
Oh, no, it can't be.
What's the 8,000? 8,000 per hour.
Oh, that's per hour, yeah, per hour. 8,000 litres per hour. 80,000 CPTYs.
80,000 capacity, 8,000 per hour. If you rub it really, really fast, then you get like 10,000 liters per hour. But you got to be wiggling that handle quite aggressively.
I don't want to wiggle my handle really aggressively.
You rather have somebody do it for you?
Oh, thanks, Mick. I've Didn't even look. No one said anything for ages. So I haven't looked.
Oh, you got people typing in chat that you're not paying
Well,
attention
no one's typed for about an hour. So I haven't
Well,
been.
yeah, that's
I've been
pretty
checking.
typical when you just leave them there, and
Blah 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 blah.
the sheep aren't clean. Hell,
No. I said everyone's due to be cleaned. We can do that
now you
next.
said that you and you and Doughboy went and took
Yes, we
care of all
did.
the animals.
But it's been over a day. Remember?
Oh.
We started about midday, then we fast forward through the night, and it's almost afternoon. So we've been going for a while. So they're going to get dirty. They all need cleaning a bit.
Where's the trailer for the wool? There's a bunch of wool pallets here.
I don't know. It's whoever used it. I've never used it. There's the second truck is just sitting in the shed on its own without a trailer on it.
We need to repaint that.
Yeah, Wonko painted that one.
No.
He wanted to give it bling.
Wonko didn't paint that one purple.
I'm sure he did.
That was for Princess Pebbles.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh. I'd forgotten.
Wonko did not paint that one.
Well, I'm guessing the wool bale will be over where the sheep are, wouldn't they? Be over there somewhere. Yeah, there it is.
I don't know. It's not here. I don't see
Yeah,
it.
there it is. Yep. It's at the western.
Where?
It's at the northern end of the sheep area.
So the trailer's here, but we don't have a truck.
No, the truck's back at the farm.
All right, that's fine.
That makes sense, doesn't
it? Why don't you repaint that truck and bring it over here, hook it back up to the trailer?
But it's so pretty.
No,
man.
It looks like a spiffy Russian truck, tractor, whatever.
Tractor.
Tractor truck.
Actually, no. The purple one's on the other one. The green one's here on its own.
Oh.
It's in default colours, so it's all right.
Okay.
I parked it up against that tyre, did you? I know, but stupid shuttle control. I hate that. Go away.
Well, seeing how it's you and me, why don't we get rid of that mod?
I hate shuttle control. If it turns itself on, that's what I hate about it. Don't mind having it, but let me turn it on when I want it, not when you say.
Where's our shop?
Whee!
There she is.
What are you buying? We've got no money.
Customization.
For what?
I'm repainting trucks.
Oh, I've got the green one, so it's a fine. Oh, God. Yeah, I hit that. Yes, we can go forward now. Thank you. This is going to end badly.
Why?
I'm driving like an idiot. How do I get to the who's it? Oh yeah, up there. Okay.
Perfect. Now this truck looks good.
Why'd you paint it bright pink?
Oh, I painted it freaking cream.
I got to turn that.
Are you going to the sheep or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm bringing this one to the street. Yeah.
Alright, well I'm not going to take this one to the sheep then. This one's got road tires on it, so I actually like the road tires.
Yeah, this one doesn't. This one's got the off-road tyres.
Yeah, the one that you made's got the big old...
Yeah, you need them on to drive in the field. Road tyres, you'll dig down into the field and ruin it.
No.
Yeah.
Not with these big old balloonies. These are big off-road tires.
The off-road tyres, yeah. But the street tyres are too narrow and...
Nah, we use them all the time. It's fine.
Let's hit that post. Okay, I did. Hey, is that an axle that doesn't turn?
Huh?
Yay! A trailer that doesn't have turning bloody axles.
What are you talking about?
I love it.
You're such a liar. I use that trailer all the time, and all the axles turn.
Nope. It has
no,
no
hit the
steering
brake.
axle.
Hit the brake. Now look at it.
Oh, it's got no steering axle.
Are you sure it's not just high enough? It's the front. If it's the front axle, it's just because the truck's too high.
No, I'll turn it. That's the way I like
Doesn't
it.
this? Yeah, this one you can move the fifth wheel back.
Yeah.
Just move the fifth wheel back.
It's up back all the way.
Because the trailer I got is got the front axle just a little bit off the ground too.
Yeah, no, it's up back all the way.
Yeah.
Good. Keep that off the ground.
I'm sure it's just too high.
You don't need the trailer here. There's only 5.5 pallets.
Well. Uh-oh, somebody joined us.
Yeah, somebody did join her, because somebody doesn't read his chat.
I do.
Well, no.
I'll wake up. Yeah, I'll wake up.
How come you don't use the lock steering axle mod anyway? How many times have I sent that to you?
Yeah, I forget to activate it. I forget to put it on the server. I did lots of stuff.
Axle?
There's a script by Canado that'll let you press, I think it's Control Y or something, and it locks the axle, and then you can press it again to unlock it. So you can lock the steering axle if you don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
Lock it in the straight position.
Yeah, I've got to activate that. I haven't activated the new GPS yet either.
Oh.
So if you had, I think, was it the Bergman or whatever that one's called, the red one with has the turning axle Johnny really likes.
Oh yeah, that stinking thing.
You can lock that straight if you didn't want it to turn.
Yeah. Never used one in real life. I don't need to use one in the game.
Yeah, our manure tanks are the only things that usually have steering axles.
I find it's no different to a forklift. I pulled a trailer with a steering axle. You just got to think that the rear is going to come around too. You know, it's sort of like crab steering.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because, like, when I play ATS, I have no problems.
Yeah.
You know, drive the truck, shift the truck, steer the truck, no problems. I drive ETS, I roll the truck.
Really?
All the time. I roll the truck over all the time on ETS. Allard left us one time because Brummie and I kept crashing.
Don't blame me.
Yeah, Oops was with us too, I think. Like, between Brummie and I, all there was crashing.
I can imagine that.
Brummie crashes a lot anyway, just because he's a terrible driver.
Oh, I can't say anything.
I don't know. He doesn't slow down for corners, and he just rolls over.
I don't know that he's a terrible driver. I think it's the perception in a game. You know, it takes a bit of practice to get to compare the difference from driving in real life and driving in a game. You know, where you're he doesn't even drive in real life, so that makes it even harder.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He doesn't even drive in real life.
Yeah, but
because when that perception of depth and how far you've actually got in the application of the brake, and it helps if you're using a steering wheel. That helps massively.
But he doesn't have that problem in Farm Sim. It's
not
only,
as bad.
It's only in ETS, just like me, because everything in those games comes at you 100 times faster. Because where I would normally let off the gas, start shifting down, like I'm already at the end of the on-ramp. So I had to turn like my engine brake and my brake all the way up, so that when I just touch the brake pedal, it starts slowing me down and almost puts me in the skid, because otherwise I don't slow down enough and I run through the intersection. Because it's kind of like a simulation, but it's based on everything has to be so much shorter to make it so that you're not driving for 14 hours and not getting anywhere.
I find it easier to steer from in cab than I do from out.
Well, that's what I run. I only run in cab on
me too.
ETS.
Well, any driving cane, if it doesn't have
head tracking,
if it doesn't have an in cab mode, like even the racing games, they don't have that, I have a lot of trouble. I have to drive my next best option is bonnet mode, where you see a little bit of the bonnet.
Yeah, like
but
right on the
driving
hood.
from behind, like the arcane view, no thanks.
Yeah, I don't do that either. I don't see the point in playing a racing game if you're going to be somehow following it into chopper.
Yeah. No, not into that.
I like that on Farm Sim, but ETS, they always play out of cab. Or in cab, I mean.
Yeah. Farm Sim out of cab
is okay, because you're not going that fast.
You're filling things and, you're interacting with the outside, and the mirrors aren't brilliant.
No.
I just like looking at the tractor.
There's that as well, and seeing, the plow working.
I just like seeing all the bits turn and moving.
Kinky.
Well, we know it gets Doc off.
Yeah. I'm going to send you dirty pictures of tractors, mate.
I'm the dirty tractor doctor. That silo was actually pretty good.
This silo?
Yeah.
That I'm at? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I like this silo.
Other than it unloads too fast, which is nice for what you're doing, but when I was trying to make, TMR by unloading and one little blip is 3,000 liter.
Yeah. Excuse me.
I like how it doesn't look all brand new and weird. It looks like it fits in,
Yeah, sort of a little bit beaten.
I used to do models and stuff. The hardest things to do were always the ones that looked weathered, used, and old.
Yeah. Well, it's much easier to do a shiny brand new one, because you don't have to worry about textures too much.
Nope. You just paint it with brand new paint and it's brand new looking.
Hey, wait.
People used to leave them out in their windows, out on the dashes of their car and everything, so the sun would fade them and make them look old. You see, we're still not using the manure. It's awesome.
Aren't we? We should be.
It's still here. We did another planting season, and there's still a pile of manure.
Oh, we've got to try and remember to use the slurry.
There's still a pile of digestate.
Yep.
Because I couldn't buy a... Oh boy, we got lots of eggs.
Yeah, we're going to have to use the slurry and the manure next time we fertilise next crop.
We don't have a slurry spreader, though.
No, we'll be able to buy one by then, I think.
Slurry tank is great. I love how they textured it. It's all rusted, about ready to purge a hole through it or something. Eastern Europeans know how to make things look rough and decrepit. Most of their mods don't work right, or at least the ones I've encountered. but
Oh, yeah.
they always look
They
good.
look cool, yeah. They have been getting better. Much better. Slowly.
Well, anything on Mod Hub, it works, so.
For the most part.
You know, it's that you can't expect a mod to actually work like it's supposed to. You know what I mean? Like, they're all going to be full of errors in the file size. I mean, I downloaded a tractor and I didn't even look at it until I was having a little bit of issues with it, and I was going to go they put the interactive control in there, which doesn't work course play, so I was going to take that out of it.
Yeah.
496 megabits for one tractor.
Bugger off.
I didn't even mess with it, got rid of it. I opened up the folder, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. That's bigger than most maps. Most maps.
That's bigger than RB's map.
Yeah, that's
for
like
one tractor. I'm like, what do you have in here?
That's like, getting a map, setting a set of wheels underneath it, and the steering wheel in the middle, and driving the map around a map.
That's what I was doing, was driving the map around.
That's terrible. I've seen some bad ones out there, but gee, that is terrible.
Well, I'm looking at it, I'm like, how do you not know? I'm like, how do you not know that this is a bad mod? And there's like 30 comments of like, this is awesome, this is great, can't wait.
Yeah.
Obviously, you didn't try it.
No. Crazy. So Doc and I were talking about mods before. We thought of a couple of great ones you could do.
Oh no. Don't.
Poor bastard.
That doesn't mean I'll do them, Doc.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I can't remember what we were talking about, though. It was a little while
I'll get
ago.
right onto them then. They tell I might fuck the mods.
Used equipment in the store.
Oh, that one we've been talking about for a while.
That one's really hard to do. That's why I've not done it. I thought about that right at the start when we had the wear and stuff, but there's no way to like make it. Basically, you'll use a bit of used equipment, you'll repair it, and it'll be like a brand new one. You'll have got it for lots cheaper.
Yeah, it's basically a cheap mod. Really, that's all it is.
Like the government subsidy mod.
Oh.
Well, that was just a way to get the console people, because they can't cheat money. They don't have console commands, so they can't cheat money if they want to test something that's new or.
Yeah, a friend of mine was new to this game, and he put that mod on, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it gives you money." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I'm like, "You'll find out." And he's like, "Yeah, I just let it run for a day. I went to work, I come back, and he's like, I got $17 million."
Jesus.
Good lord.
So he's like, "How do I get rid of money?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I had him put the development tools on and put the minus money in. He goes, "All right, it's minus 17 million. I didn't need that much. A couple million." He's like, "I'll take it." But 17, that was a little excessive for one day.
Yes. If only the government did give farmers that sort of money.
Well, they do farm preservation now, so they give you like, it's like a one-time payment of like, bunch of millions of dollars so that you don't sell your land for development. So stupid. Because then it makes the farm worth less when you go to sell it, because it's already been preserved. But then if you want to put it out of preservation, then you have to buy back that preservation money. It's so dumb.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very kosher.
Yeah, so you have to pay it back. It's just a way that they try to make it so that urban development doesn't spread for no good reason, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're the only farm in the middle of a bunch of, like a town, there's no reason why you shouldn't sell that farm for housing.
No.
But if you're a farm in the middle of farmland, there's no reason you should get any money to preserve your farm because it's not becoming anything else.
No, that's true. That is true. Typical government stupidity.
Well, specifically on the East Coast, there is urban pressure. And, well, not really. The West Coast has pretty much used all of its agriculture land for building houses that it wanted to. But, you know, it's like any other place that's developing. They want to build houses. They want to buy, you know, a couple 100 acres of, you know, a shot to build a bunch of houses on. And they need land to do it, and obviously farmers sell it because instead of getting 5,000 or 10,000 an acre, they get like 30,000 an acre, 40,000.
Yeah.
They just like, you know, oh, I'm gonna sell 100 acres and make like $2 million. Yeah. Problem is that once you put houses on it, you can't grow anything on it ever again.
No, it's done.
In a lot of these places, these houses get built and never sold.
Yeah, there are worldwide. There's quite a few towns and even small cities that are brand new and ghost towns.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, they usually build houses on prime land, good farming land, and then force the farmers to go and farm out in the desert.
Yeah, we do the same thing, you
know. Yeah, we do. All the big cities and places like that are all around the coast, where really good farmland would be. They should pack up all the cities. We've got a huge desert in the middle that's good for nothing. Dump all the cities in that, and then farm out. That would work lovely.
Yeah, but humans like being close to water. Just look at everywhere where all the major cities, all the giant cities are always close to water.
Yeah. Wouldn't worry, mate, because I hate water.
I always knew there was something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm. That's why I smell funny. No, I just don't like the sea.
I ain't gonna ever go visit Johnny.
I don't like the sea.
You don't shower.
No, I do that, but yeah, I just don't like the sea. It's just something about it.
You only get that sponge bath thing from that nighttime nurse that comes over to your house.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Not quite there yet, but yeah, getting there.
A couple more months, right?
Yeah.
Get your home health aid.
Yeah.
Get some young mean chick with a bunch of bad tattoos to go and give you a sponge bath.
Oh, I love that.
Some dude called Frank.
Big Frank, yeah.
He dresses like a clown to make you smile.
Lovely.
Things to look forward to. Yeah, this guy that worked at Walmart used to dress like a clown all year round.
Poor bugger.
It makes the kids smile. I'm like, yeah, you're a pedophile.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Normal people don't dress like a clown all year round. Alright, manure spreader's loaded.
Oh, nice. That'll be ready if we remember after the next crop to use that instead of
you won't.
Dry fertilizer. Probably not.
This is pretty fantastic.
It is cool, isn't it?
Hey, that looks familiar.
No. Yeah, no, it's working really good, mate.
Oh, we were gonna bring up the fact that I don't have any triggers to open the hatch. Oh, gonna need a hot fix.
You got to stand to the left.
No,
No.
he uses a game controller, so it's not available to him.
Oh no, it won't be. And the reason is because I have to use middle mouse button, because if I use the right or the left and you're carrying a small bale, you'll close it when you try and throw the bale in there.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? If you throw it at it, you've got to use left click. If you throw it at it, you've got to use
Drop it,
other way around.
Yeah.
Throwing or dropping. So I don't know unless I change it to. I do have to do an update to fix
leave it.
the UI.
Leave it.
So,
I find doing that is fine.
So how do you rotate objects?
Rotate objects?
Yeah.
So I do rotate objects and stuff with the joysticks, but a lot of the mods don't have key bindings for gamepads because I think it's separate now. I think on 19 the gamepad and the mouse and keyboard key bindings are completely separate.
So some of them are, some of them aren't. This command that I use is one that's already there by Giant, and it's called auxiliary mouse input 3.
Yep.
So if you want to open a gate, you use 1 normally. Giants actually did pick me on it. They said, "Oh, you should probably change this." And I said, "Yeah, but this is the reason. It's not because I was trying to be a clown. It's the same with the egg storage. That little egg storage building does it too." And they asked me the same question. I'm like, well, if you're carrying a little egg box, you're going to shut the door every time you walk into the trigger and you press the button.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense.
But see, it doesn't even show up on my F1 because I've got mine set to automatic. So if I start moving around with the keyboard, it swaps my F1 and then it says open bale hatch middle mouse button, no big deal. So I've gotten used to always having to move around on my keyboard or move my mouse, and that switches my F1 menu to bring up the other menus. But,
I might change it. I'll change it to something like full stop or something like that, just so it does.
I don't know how to...
Make it the print screen button. No one uses that very often. It'll just every now and again they'll have to empty their screenshot folder.
Yeah. Every time you open the door, you get a screenshot.
Yep.
2 in 1. No, it's just that it's not just this mod at all. It's like all the mods that have key binding specifically only on keyboard. So I don't know if there's a separate key binding you have to put it in for console or...
No, if you're using a console controller, go and play on the console. Go on.
It depends what input you use. So if I use like L, for instance, out of the input binding list that's in your save game folder, it will automatically work with the console, whatever L normally is. Gotcha. It's just unique to the 3 inputs used for opening and closing gates and stuff.
Yeah, well, L's not used. That's probably not a bad button. L's not used for anything, but I know.
I'll probably use G for gate.
G for the gate, but that
G's not
used on foot. No, it's used in a vehicle.
Yeah. You play with seasons, don't you, Doc?
Oh yeah.
This would be good for you in seasons then, because those numbers on the right there, the 8,000 an hour and that'll change based on your season length.
Oh really?
Season length, yeah.
It's the first fermenting silo to ever actually be compatible with seasons properly, to the point where it adjusts the ratio that it processes at based on the number of seasons days. So it's not a cheat if you're doing a long season.
That's awesome. So if you put it on 24-day season, then it would probably be 24 days it would take to...
Yeah, well, 24 days is, what's that, 8 times longer. So, yeah, it'd be about 8 times less than 8,000. So it's pretty little.
Yeah, it'd be like 1,000, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 1,000 or something.
Yeah, because...
I think it's 900 and something it works out to be. 9 something.
Because I play a 9-day season, and it takes a growth stage, which would be 3 days, to ferment my bales into silage.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, the bale storage is compatible with it as well. So if you're using seasons, it'll ferment your bales in storage if you're storing silage bales.
It will.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because I didn't place any of those down yet because I wasn't.
Yeah.
That's the bale stacks mod, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, use Andy's, not that other one.
The
The
other
one
ones won't. The other ones won't do it because they use Global Company, and it was never intended to be a storage script. It's not. It's a factory script. It's not a storage script. So anything using that, basically, you're putting something into storage, and it has to process as if it's a factory, which is just a waste of performance. It's just stupid. I don't understand what the obsession is with that, but everyone to their own. I'm not going to judge people's what they want to do.
No,
Is
I'm
it just
going to
because
be getting rid of it.
Is it just because that's the easiest thing to do, or that's just the thing they know how
It's
to
not.
do?
It's not easier. It's probably how they do. Maybe I don't know. It's not easier than, the original bale storage was by me last year, like the placeable one, and I don't understand. No one wants to use mine. That's fine. I don't mind. I don't care. But it's not easier. The setup of the bale storage is actually really easy.
Yeah.
Even the stacking ways, like even when you spawn them out, you've only got to tell me where the bottom ones are and then how high you want to stack it, and I calculate how high to stack it for you. You don't even have to place all the nodes anymore. You've only got to place the bottom 3 nodes and say stack it 4 high, and I'll do that for you. So I really don't know what's so hard about that.
No. Well, Global Company will be coming out of my mod folder now. I've got using this. Don't need Global Company for anything else.
You'll lose your little icons.
Oh, yay.
You'll lose your place anywhere.
Well, yeah, there is that, but there is another place anyway.
Yeah, but this place anywhere works better.
It does, to a point.
To a point. Are we playing Mr. Negative on Global Company right now?
Yes.
Because I think it's fantastic that we've standardized our factory script mods.
It doesn't make any performance benefit, but
No.
No.
No, because each one you put in uses basically
you've still got
scripts
it's still got to
again.
Pull the script and use it. Yeah, it's still running in its environment. The Global Company runs in an environment, and then each mod runs in their own environment. So they're running regardless. It doesn't matter if you got 5 versions of the script or if you got 1.
Yeah.
From an environment perspective, it's exactly the same.
Well, there's no factories I want to use. I mean, I don't want the Pepsi Cola factory or the Coca-Cola factory or any of that sort of garbage.
Yeah, I don't. I could care less about production, other than I like the seed.
The
production.
The icons. Oh, seed production.
Yeah.
You mean seed production? But there's non-global company ones out there.
Fertilizer, all that.
Yeah, seed and fertilizer. I'm pretty sure there's non-global company ones, isn't there? They're the only things I'm interested in, the seed and the fertilizer, yes.
I may have them shortly, and I know Farmer Andy may have them shortly.
Good. Well,
they'll probably both be non-global company, but that's just by choice. Again, there's nothing wrong with global. I mean, I wrote it. There's nothing wrong with global company. Obviously, I got my reasons why it's not for me.
Yeah.
And everyone to their own, whatever you enjoy.
Yeah.
Play the game and enjoy it. However you want.
I try. Farm Sim makes it so hard, and the map makers make it even harder.
Sometimes they do, yeah, mate.
I'm playing a Giants map from FS13 right now. What does that say?
Yeah.
You playing Hagenstead?
No, the other
I'd disown him as a friend if he was playing Hagenstead.
Oh, jeez. No, I'm playing Whispered Hills. That just came out on Mod Hub. That's broke.
Oh, yeah.
I fixed it, though. It's okay.
Andy, there's a version of Sosnoska out now.
Yeah, I think there has been for a little while. It's not done right, but
the new one's just been released.
Still won't be done right. I bet you it's using old shaders.
Probably.
Oh, the old building shaders and everything.
Yeah.
How do you even change all them?
With Cisnowski, you've got it. It's not too hard for the buildings, but on the roads and stuff, it's all got to be redone in Maya or Blender.
Yeah.
Because the shader that it uses on the roads doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Good
It
on you,
throws up the
Giants. They were
warning.
one of the best textured roads in the bloody game.
Oh, you could make it look exactly the same. You just have to do it a different way. They don't need that shader anymore. They don't require it.
Fair enough.
Not sure why they didn't keep backwards compatibility, but you could convert the shader, but that would mean you couldn't release it to console, for example.
Oh, poor consoles.
Well, who cares about console?
Exactly.
That's not very nice.
I've got consoles.
Well, I know that's where you're getting all your downloads from, but...
I don't do it for that reason. I just like to try and... If I can, I will give every one of my mods to console. Unfortunately, most of my mods have got scripts in them.
Yeah, I played on console for 13 and 15, so I never had any mods. In 13, I was restricted on how many vehicles I could have. So I actually got to the point on Westbridge Hills where I had one tractor, and I had to change it to all the different implements, because in order to do silage and to do hay and to do grain and to do sugar beets, I couldn't physically have enough equipment. I had to keep selling things and rebuying them to do that. So it was pretty nice.
In the butt.
It was pretty nice when I could have more than 30 pieces of equipment. 15, they got rid of that on Xbox One. There was no more limitation on what I could have for equipment.
Yeah.
And I think in 17 they went back to it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because each piece of equipment had what they called a slot. So the bigger tractors would take like 2-3 slots, and the harvesters would take like 3 slots, and then the tools like the front loaders and stuff would take 1.
Oh, yeah.
It was all based on memory usage.
Yep.
So I had one big tractor that did everything. I think it was a Deutz 8 Series.
Oh, yeah. Very nice tractor, that one.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing I could do about it. It was awful. And then I did a bunch on 15. That was fun. Played Nokia all the time. So what do I got to do with this trailer, Andy? Because like this trailer, I can jump inside, but the trailer I've been working on, I can't. So I got to remake the fill plane or what?
No, it's the collisions around it. So they'll just have one big cubes style.
Why do you want to get into the trailer?
Because the grain doesn't go to the bottom when you unload from a combine, but if you unload from a silo, it does. It's really weird.
Oh.
So it needs the if you pressed F5, you'd see the collisions are going down each side at the front and the rear, and then one at the bottom. Whereas if you look at your trailer with that, it will be one cube. It's just around the whole thing.
Ah, yeah.
So you need to put collisions on each side on the base rather than just around it.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So I need to take it into Blender and get rid of the
No, you can do it in GE. It'll be in GE.
Yeah, you can do that in GE.
Oh, is there going to be an actual... Okay. There'll be like a coal part.
Yep. Yeah, there'll be a collision, so just take note of what they're using. Or just grab a track trailer that is, for instance, and grab all the collisions off that. And use them. Get rid of the other one.
So this has got a 4-piece collision instead of a 1-part box.
Yeah. So
That's
how the harvesters work is they use a raycast node, which when it hits the first object, which is the fill level node, that tells it that it's allowed to tip to it. Then it goes looking for the next thing it hits. Whatever the next thing it hits, it takes that as being the length of the effect. So if it hits that collision because it's a box, then that's the length the effect will be. Whereas in this trailer, the next collision it hits is the base collision. So it takes that as the length. Because that was just a fix for like 17 and earlier, where the effect used to go right through to the ground. It looked like crap.
Yeah, because the effect was as long as it decided it would be.
Yeah, whatever it was in the mods, what it was. Whereas now it's sort of semi-dynamic.
Gotcha. Because I know 17 had a bunch of trailers where it wouldn't go into the trailer either. But that was a collision mask issue.
Yeah, I've had some of those.
For the fill volume.
Yeah. You'd pull up beside the harvester and the spout would shoot out the grain only just about, a little bit, and then it'd disappear. But the trailer would be filling up.
That's what this one does. So I went and updated the collision masks on it, thinking that's what it was, because that's what it was in 17.
Nah.
But it's not. And it amazed me because it took like a year before people started catching on. Like every mod I downloaded for the first year of 17 had this problem where the grain would go and hit the top of the trailer and wouldn't go into it.
Yeah, but the trailer was still filling.
Yeah, the trailer still fills.
Yeah, it just looks weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple like that in 17.
I thought you were going to fix this truck, Johnny, so the lights aren't on when you hook the trailer up.
No, I forgot.
Oh.
It's the only thing wrong with this truck, and the only thing. It's a beautiful truck, apart from the lights come on, overhead lights.
I don't know why the lights come on when you hook the trailer up. That's
no,
weird.
no. As soon as you hook the trailer up, if you unhook the trailer.
Yeah, if you unhook the trailer, it's fine.
Lights go out. Lights on.
Yep. Lights
off. That's in case you want flashing lights while you're driving along. You just keep hitting the Q key as you're going.
You're driving along with no trailer.
Yeah, or you might have to back up and pick it up again. What'd be cool if those lights did turn off and those lights flashed. You use the whatever the key is, the home key, to make you use to make the other key, the other light. What's it called? Flashing light.
They should be daytime running lights, so when they come on when you start the vehicle.
Well, yeah, they're supposed to, I think.
You'd need to use the light extension script that I wrote to do that.
But there's something wrong with it.
No, there isn't.
Well, they shouldn't come on when you hook the trailer up.
Oh. I thought you were talking about script.
No.
Like, calm down.
No.
Yeah, that'll be linked to the attacher.
Yep.
There's an option for the attacher for visibility of items. I think I used it on the Tatra or something, that AR Tatra I did in 17. When you connected it showed it was connected.
Yep. The Giants trailers, they don't have a hose connector?
No.
Not all of them not for the semi-trailers. No. I don't know why they didn't end up doing them.
No,
well, there's a lot of implements that don't have it.
This truck has the hose connectors because it connects up to that flatbed we use, the hoses.
Mm-hmm. I suppose for the trucks for Giants, it was probably because they didn't have time to do the curly hoses, because you wouldn't see straight hoses on a truck.
No.
They'd get caught up in the fifth wheel.
Yeah. The curly hoses are quite complicated to do, aren't they?
It would be more complicated, but not too bad.
Yeah.
They wouldn't look very good if they were overstretched.
No.
But if they were the correct length to start with, they'd be alright.
There was people that had them at 15 and 17, the curly air hoses.
Yeah, you can't do it. I'd say they'll get all that right in 21, Doc. I think all of the implements will have all the hookups. It was probably something they came up with a lot right at the end.
I think we should wait till 22. That's what I think.
Skip a year. Let Giants give Giants an extra year.
Give them an extra year to make a real game.
It's probably not up to them.
Oh,
no, it'll be the investors.
I'd say it's focus group. The developers probably the publishers probably the one pushing the time frames.
Because really, I think they should have done that with 17. Made improvements for 17 and waited with 19 till 20. Made a 2020 version and just extended, the 17 to make it better and make it a purchase. You want to buy the better version of 17, buy it here, $20. That would have gave the investors a bit extra input and just given them an extra year.
Well, unfortunately, it's that I think that model has got them to this point too, where every 2 years they sell another game, which gets them more money to reinvest in the game, which is why you don't see Cattle and Crops going anywhere.
Yeah.
You don't see any of these other games going anywhere for this market.
No. Andy, you haven't come out with a shotgun mod yet.
Do you feel like you need one?
Yeah, I've got something right in my sights now.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have a chainsaw. I was going to chainsaw you.
Hey, what about a boxing glove mod? That'd be cool. You come up to someone and hit the mouse button and your fist would swing out left and right. That'd be cool. Then you could have the sound effects. Whack, whack. There you go. There's another mod.
You don't want to incite violence.
Well, in 17, I started to make that team deathmatch mod you wanted.
Yeah.
That was ice.
Yeah. Hey, put the chainsaw away. Step away from the chainsaw.
That was good. All you did when you ran up to somebody and if you had your chainsaw out and you were pulling the trigger and you touched them, it reset them and gave you a point, took a point away from them.
Yeah.
And it randomly reset them on a random spot on the map, and there was no vehicles. You had to run. Really should convert that and make it work. It was pretty cool.
Team deathmatch on Farm Sim.
Oh, it's great. It held everyone floating in the air, so you could try, like when you spawned in, it just stopped you about 5 meters from the ground. Yeah. Everyone's legs were just spinning. You're all in a circle, just in random spots on the map, and it counted down and just dropped you in. So let's go.
Call of Farm Sim.
Yep. We could make a mod to put cannons on tractors. We could have World of Tractor Wars.
I could see this ruining the G rating, but
we might be able to get Ice to play with us again.
We mount cannons on the tractors, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what better tractor to mount a cannon on than your favorite Russian tractor?
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. It's a tank on its own. It's just missing the cannon.
Used to pull missiles, now has cannons mounted.
Fully armed. Yep.
Well, my supper's ready, so.
Yep. And
I'm going to
time for me to left. Before I do, I'll thank everyone who popped in, who joined us today. Thank you very, very much. I hope you enjoy what you saw. If you did or didn't, hit the like button anyway, because you know deep down inside you really love me. So till next time, hopefully maybe tomorrow, but during the week I'll be doing some streams. You all take care of yourself. Bye-bye from all of us. Bye-bye.
Bye now.